are so tired, boys and girls. Are you tired? Rue has started back to school this week. Have you started back to school? We are, honestly, he's got a school tie on, he's got a school jumper on, but we are tired this week. So it's maybe Thursday night when you're watching this and you're maybe falling asleep as you're watching it, or maybe you haven't even had time this week to watch it and you're watching it just before Sunday morning. But Rue is glad that you have still tuned in for Thursday Thoughts, no matter what day it is that you're watching it. Rue, have you had a good time back at school? What school do you go to? Warringstown? What class are you in? Oh, there is not. Boys and girls, did you know that there was a special class just for Rue and all the other toys in Warringstown Primary School? I didn't know that. Wow, did you know that? I didn't know that. And who's your teacher? Really? Maybe some week we'll meet her. Yeah? Is she nice? And do you ever get to see the boys and girls in school? You see them in the playground? Oh, do they look like they're having lots of fun? Wow. And do you do lots of work in your school? Are you a good boy in school? Maybe not. Some days. Yeah, I hope you're good sometimes. Good, good. Well, he's got his uniform on. Maybe just like you this week. He's got his picture at the front door. Check this picture out. And he has been having lots of fun this week. He also, though, was at Isaac and Charlie's house. And you got to walk them to school on their first day. And I bet you they thought you just went home. But actually you weren't. You snuck into your own class in school. Here's Isaac and Charlie's picture. Don't they look just great for their first day of school? And you were there with them. And you had a busy last few days of your summer holidays. Let's read your passport, see what you got up to. You went to Gosford on the mountain bikes. And you got chips and ice cream. Oh, Isaac and Charlie, ice cream is his favourite thing in the whole wide world. And you walked them to school. And like Charlie started P1. Well, listen, boys and girls, Charlie and all the other boys and girls, I hope you have a fantastic first few days at school, and I hope that you get all settled in. And remember, Rue's in a special classroom somewhere, and you don't know, maybe someday you'll find it and see him, but he is there at school. And Rue, what is the most important thing about being at school, do you know? Okay, yeah, we want to work hard. Yes, we want to make friends and have fun with all of our friends. Anything else? Okay, sometimes on a Friday you get a sweet at school. Yeah, that's right. But you know what the most special thing about being at school is? Is there's so many people there that you can tell about Jesus. Did you remember that? No way. Did she? Rue told his whole class all about his summer and about Shine and about all the videos and about all the different praise parties you had at your houses and all the different stories we've been reading. Rue told his whole class about them all. And what did they say? They said it was really good, and they said they would have loved that as well. Well then, maybe you can show them the videos, and you can, maybe if we ever go back into being a church together, you could invite them along, couldn't you? And it's really important to be kind and nice to all of the people in your class, isn't it? And tell them all about that Jesus loves them, yeah? Definitely, definitely. Well, listen, we've got our next chapter of our story to read today. And it's a bit of a funny one because we're going to be thinking about Christmas. Oh my goodness, Rue loves Christmas. I know, and it's a wee bit strange doing Christmas in August because what month is Christmas normally in? December, that's right. So we're going to do Christmas in August. So if you want to pause and like find something Christmassy, it's all locked up in your attic or something, but if you had like a Santa hat or you had like a angel costume or something and you wanted to get dressed up Christmas time, you feel free to do that. Yeah, we don't really have anything here. There's some red cloth. You could pretend to be Santa Claus, couldn't you? Excellent. Ho, ho, ho. Fantastic. Right, let's listen to our story this week then. So, like, here we have Mary, who has a baby in her belly, and I wonder what baby it's gonna be. Are you ready to listen? Believe it or not, God's promises hadn't gone anywhere. In fact, God kept on making more promises all the time. God promised that the snake crusher, who was Abraham's child, Judah's lion, David's son, would come from Bethlehem. God promised he would be born of a virgin, and the virgin was Mary. God promised a messenger to prepare the way, and God promised that the deliverer would die and live again and be a light to all nations. God promised lots of amazing things. You see the pictures? I think that's the angel coming to tell the people all about Jesus. And then that's Mary. Very good, excellent. But Israel was too busy disobeying God's commands. Disobeying means not doing what God wanted them to do, and ignoring God's warnings to notice. God sent miraculous prophets like Elijah and Elisha, and rebuking prophets like Amos and Malachi, and sad prophets like Jeremiah, and good news prophets like Isaiah. Do you remember, boys and girls, when we did our Old Testament series, we learnt about the prophets? What was a prophet? Somebody who hears from God and tells the people what God is saying. So God was speaking through all these prophets saying, you need to get ready for Jesus. But it didn't matter which ones God sent or how many, the people never listened. Sometimes you don't listen, Ruth. Sure you don't. I hope you listen in school, do you? Oh, good. Not for very long anyway. And so one day it happened. God stopped sending prophets. No more warnings, no more direction, no more word from the Lord, only silence for 400 years. Can you imagine that? Silence for 400 years? Crazy. God had sent prophets, priests, and kings. He started out with Adam and started over with Noah. He chose Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He gave Moses the law. He sent Israel judges. He raised up deliverers. He conquered enemies. He provided sacrifices. He lived among his people in a tent and in a temple. God gave them every opportunity and 10,000 chances. But still, sin and the serpent seemed to be winning, until all of a sudden they lost. Oh my goodness, do you know what we're going to do, boys and girls? We're going to sneak into this next chapter. How exciting. We're doing more than one chapter tonight. After all these downs and not too many ups, we come to a manger in the little town of Bethlehem. Do you want to take a good look at that picture, boys and girls? We get Rue to have a good look too. Oh, there's Jesus and Mary and Joseph and all the animals. This is where we meet the new Adam, the child of Abraham, the son of David. It's with the stinky shepherds and the singing angels where we see the real deliverer, the real judge, the real conqueror. No one understood it completely at the time, but when Mary pushed out that baby, God pushed into the world the long expected prophet, priest, and king. God gave his people a new law, a new temple, and a new sacrifice. Best of all, he gave his people a new beginning, just as he promised. Of course, some things were different than people had ever expected. The stable with the animals and the scandal with the unmarried Mary were surprises to most folks. The miracles were remarkable. The teaching was unlike anything anyone had ever heard. And the bumbling band of hand-picked disciples, well, that was just curious. There was lots of surprises, lots of things that people didn't expect. But we're not going to read on any further because there's one that says, but the biggest surprise to everyone was... And I'm not going to tell you the next bit. You're going to have to wait until next week to find out what the biggest surprise of all was. So baby Jesus is born. Baby Jesus has come. Boys and girls, I can't wait for you to tune in on Sunday where we see how baby Jesus fits into the biggest story. And Adam, who you'll know from Shine, is going to help us understand the story more. And I'm so excited for him to do that. So tune in on Sunday morning for that. See you next week. Bye.